Hi, I'm Monty McKinnon. Thank you for joining me. On this channel, we're building guitars, and today we're starting our YouTube guitar number 2. And this is going to be a maple guitar. It's a Florentine, and I've got the sides here, and I just checked them over, and they're not straight. They're kind of cockeyed. I've got to take these and plane them down, and I'm going to do this on this jointer here. And I'll show you that and talk about 3 ways that you can thin these sides down at home, probably with the tools you already have. So before we do that, what do you say we spin the intro, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. And I have got these sides, and what I've done here is I've just simply placed these on my bench, and I can see that there's a curvature kind of running like this. So that means I got to flatten these out and take something off. They're really not that great. I will fix that up very shortly. It's going to get a little noisy in here for a minute or two, so bear with me. Okay, our side is nice and flat. You've got to work from a position where everything is square. That means I've got to take off the end here because I put the square on here and it's not straight. I want 90 degrees on here because one of these ends is going to end up at the bottom, and I'm going to bend it, and when I do that I want to know that I've got enough wood. So let's do that. So we're going over here to the chop saw. And okay, now the next thing we should do is look at running this through the table saw and just cut off a few pieces so we don't waste our wood. We have a square end, a square side, and we took the square side to rip off the other pieces, so we're looking pretty good here. Now what we need to do is thin these down. And some of the tools which you may have at home that you can use is a block plane, and the block plane works pretty good. You go with the grain or slightly across the grain, just slightly. Sometimes you can get tear out doing it that way, so what you would have to do to make sure you're getting it level is just to take a flat edge and just run it all the way along here to make sure that it's good and flat. Now, if you don't have a block plane, well, you could go to an old-fashioned sander. Make sure you wear a dust mask. Get ear protection. These are loud and it'll take you forever. You'll need probably an 80 grit, maybe a 60 grit in order to bring it down and go right across on even strokes. Otherwise, you may end up thinning it down here and having it thicker up here. Again, you're going to want to use the straight edge in order to see that you are in fact getting it flat. Now, another thing you can use is a scraper. You can also use a scraper like this and just simply scrape the sides down. That's really tedious and really hard. I would opt for the plane before I would do either of these things, but you may have something like this that you can use. Now this is an original safety planer. It has little round discs here with blades on the end in here. And what these blades do is this goes into your drill press and spins around. The drill press table, being my hand, comes up so that it's like this, and you just pass the wood underneath it, and you take a very small bite, and it runs along. You don't do it like this on the initial. You take a very small bite, then you move the fence, then you take a little bigger bite, and a little bigger bite. But each time you do it, when you do your first one, turn it around, do the other side. Turn it around again, and do the next side. So you may have that. Now, the one essential tool you must have, and I do have a link down below if you want to check it out, from Amazon, is the calipers. You have to know how thick you're taking down your sides. This is 1900. So this piece is thinner than this piece. And the interesting thing is I'm going to take both of these down to about 80 thousandths of an inch in thickness. And the reason for that is so that I can bend it. Now, before I do bend it, what I will end up doing once I've got this down is I will cut off the piece that's going to form the little round area for the Florentine. And we'll have all of this. I'll super soak it with Super Soft 2, just so, and then I have to leave it for 5 or 6 hours or so that it will soften this wood, and when we put it into the bender, it will bend hopefully properly. So I'm going to head over now to the thickness sander, and we'll do that right now. So what do you say we go that way? Okay, we have sanded down the sides, and we have them at, this is 82 thousandths of an inch, and I believe 82.5 thousandths of an inch. So we're pretty thin. They could go thinner. This is 83. So it's basically 82, 83. I'm happy with that. That's why you need these. You can't do this without it, honestly. Even if you use all the other things I showed you, the sander, the plane, the scraper, whatever, you're ultimately going to need a set of calipers. Now, I have cut the part that's going to come in here and form the tip, which is going to be like this. Now, what I also did is I put tape. This is my mold. So I put tape in here, ran it around, pulled the tape out because I know exactly what the half is going to be. So I put it from the bottom here and to the top, and it came to here. So I know that I'm good. I also have in here marked the waist, the center point, and I've marked that here, and I've marked it over here. So when I put it in the bender, I'm going to know where that needs to be in order to be here to give me the proper bend here. The same thing with this. I measured from here down and up to here, and then I put that tape from here to here to show me where the waist is going to be. And you can see that I've got lots of wood left here that's going to come down here, then up slightly, and then this comes around and curves in there like that. Now, in order to do that, I have to spritz this and leave it. And I'm going to hit it with some Super Soft 2, which will go into the cells of the wood and soften it all up, and hopefully it'll all bend like butter. So that's where we're at so far today. I thought we'd get a little further. I actually planned to get onto the neck, but we'll save that for the next video. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I have to leave this for 5 or 6 hours or so. So I'm going to spritz this, and then I'll just let it sit here on the bench, and then we'll get the benders out and we'll end up bending all of this stuff. So let's wrap it up for today. That's it, and we'll carry on. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Don't forget to check out the links down below and hit the bell, then you get notified when we put up another video. we're on our way with number 2. This is going to be fun. And if you have any questions, by all means, shoot them along. We need another tea with Monty to kick this thing off properly. And I've got another special video coming for you in just a couple of days about used guitars and how to buy a used guitar. So we'll talk about that too. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.